Since COVID, the world has changed, and not for the better. Everything feels dull, drained of color, and let's be real, so do we. Somewhere along the way, we lost that spark. And if you're being honest, you feel it too. Every new year, the same lie gets recycled. Next year will be my year. But was it? Nope. Not in 2023. Not in 2024. And guess what? 2025 won't be either, unless you make it happen. So, give me a few minutes and I'll make sure you lock in for 2025. But let's be clear. I'm not here to give you some feel-good motivation. Motivation is a sugar rush, and I don't sell candy. I'm here to hand you the tools, the mindset shift, and maybe even the reality check you need to actually make this your year. Now, I get it. You've been trying, or at least you think you have. Maybe you started a workout plan, lasted 2 weeks. Then life got busy. Or you set goals so vague they were basically optional. I want to be better. Better at what? Breathing? You've been doing that since birth. See, trying isn't enough if you're half-assing it. You're not stuck because life is unfair, even though, yeah, it is. You're stuck because you're waiting for life to magically fall into place around your vibes. But here's the truth. It won't. You're the one who has to align with your goals, not the other way around. And that starts with your time. You say, I don't have time. That's cute. Because somehow you had time to scroll TikTok for 3 hours. You had time to rewatch the same show for the 4th time because it's cinema. You even had time to stare at the ceiling, thinking about how you have no time. See the issue? You have time. You're just using it wrong. Let's break it down. You get 24 hours in a day. Say you sleep for 8 if you're lucky, work or study for another 8, and spend 2 more hours eating and existing. That still leaves 6 hours. Now ask yourself, where do those hours go? If you can't answer without stuttering, congratulations, you just found your problem. We live in an era where you can learn literally anything for free or close to it. Want to start a business? There are tutorials, templates, even AI tools that do half the work for you. Want to get in shape? There are apps, YouTube workouts, and online communities built to keep you accountable. Want to learn a skill? Platforms like Coursera, Skillshare, even TikTok make it easier than ever. So, be honest. What's your excuse now? If you're following the right creators, you already have everything you need. So why are you still mindlessly scrolling instead of using your phone to level up? Or better yet, hitting that subscribe button below. Technology isn't the enemy. You are. Your phone is a tool. But if you treat it like a toy, it'll treat you like a joke. But even tools are useless without a plan, which brings us to something most people ignore. Systems. Saying, I want to save money sounds nice, but what's your actual plan? Are you tracking expenses, automating savings, or just hoping your bank account surprises you like a pop quiz you didn't study for? Same thing with fitness, learning, relationships, everything. Goals are worthless without systems. Systems are what make you show up when you don't feel like it. They're the meal preps, the study schedules, the workout plans. They're the difference between talking about success and actually achieving it. And since we're here, let's talk about the grind, because most of you are running from it. Success isn't glamorous. It's boring. It's repetitive. It's waking up early to work out when you'd rather sleep. It's saying no to plans so you can focus. It's putting in effort when no one is cheering for you. The grind isn't meant to feel good. It's meant to feel necessary. The sooner you stop expecting everything to be fun, the sooner you'll start winning. But here's the thing. Grinding doesn't mean suffering the old-fashioned way. The world has changed, and if you don't recognize the insane opportunities in front of you, you're already behind. And speaking of massive things, let's talk about this era we live in. We have more resources than ever before. So there's zero excuse for being stuck. Want to make more money? There are a million ways to do it. Want to learn coding, public speaking, singing, dancing, drawing, editing, animating, writing, talking to people, actually touching grass? There are free tutorials for all of it. Want to get better at literally anything? Google it. Even if you don't get the perfect answer, you'll learn something. See the problem now? You're not struggling because there's a lack of opportunities. You're struggling because you're not taking them. And before you say it, scrolling through success content isn't action. You can watch this video and agree with every word, but are you actually doing something about it? Stop being a passive consumer of motivation. Start being an active participant in your own success. But let's be real. There's still one problem. Most people avoid real action because of one word: balance. You've been told you can balance everything perfectly: work, life, growth, rest. But here's the truth. That's a lie. Balance is overrated, because if you want something badly enough, if you really want this, some things have to give. You can't keep juggling everything, hoping success will magically fit into the gaps. It won't. That doesn't mean burn yourself out, but it does mean locking in like your life depends on it. Because honestly, it kind of does. You won't hit your goals by cramming them into the leftover minutes of your day. They need to be non-negotiable, not something you squeeze in when you feel like it. And that brings us to one brutal question. Are you actually trying? Because it's easy to say you are. But let's be real. Are you actually putting in the work or just playing pretend? There's a difference between effort and real commitment. One gets you temporary wins, if that. The other completely rewires your life. So be honest with yourself. If you're not where you want to be, is it because the world is unfair? Or is it because you haven't gone all in? Are you stuck because life is against you? Or are you stuck because you refuse to push past yourself? You can't half commit and expect full results. That's just not how this works. And listen, I'm not saying this from some holier-than-thou pedestal. I don't have everything figured out. But what I do know, I'm the strongest, sharpest version of myself that I've ever been. And that only happened when I stopped waiting for life to hand me success and started taking it by force. And if I could do that, why can't you? We're not that different. So consider this your wake-up call. I'm not going to wrap this up with some corny, "You got this" speech. Because maybe you don't. That's your call to make. But if you decide to actually commit, then 2025 won't be the year you say, "Next year will be my year." It'll be the year you say, "This year is mine." The world isn't going to fix itself for you. It's still gray, dull, and uninspiring. But you're capable, you're adaptable, you're built for more, and most importantly, you're a cutie pie. So fix yourself, and maybe, just maybe, that'll bring color back to everything else too. So, are you in? Or are we having this exact same conversation next year? You tell me.